Welcome to the Trelawny Major League YouTube channel, and today we're here at the Duncans United home field. Good evening, everyone, and today we have Lennox Gibson here. So, can you tell me a little bit about how you got started in football?
A little bit how I got started in football. It was from the age of 4. I started seeing myself starting to kick the ball. I got my first ball when I was like 4-year-old, and I started to kick the ball, started to throw it like basketball, and then I got forced into playing ball. I never seen myself being taught to play football. It just came natural. I just started play ball when I was younger. Growing up, 7-year-old, I started to play against young adults like 20 to 30-year-old men, and matching up with them, I learned to grow my skills in playing football, and from there, I started to channel my career into trying to be the best version of myself in playing ball.
Great. So, as you say the word career, do you see yourself going professional and going into a big league at some point in time?
That's a good question, because passion do changes, but I still has my eyes on playing ball. But until the opportunity arrives, I will grab it with both hands, because I'm currently going to school now, going to university now. I'm trying to finish university, and then I try to see what can happen. I love the sport. If I even not make it as a professional player, at least being something in the sport, at least an analyst, a journalist, a commentator, anything that has to do with the sport. I just have a passion for football, so I think that I will become something in the game.
That sounds good, and not necessarily everyone makes it, but the good thing is that we all love the sport and we are developing the sport here in Trelawny. So, how would you say that you now became a player of Duncans? How did that develop?
Becoming a player for Duncans, I visited a game at the William Nib Memorial High School. I thought it was a knockout against Harmony United, where they lost the final. I think it was 1-0. And my friend recommended me to the team, and from there I started training, and that's how I become a player for Duncans United.
Okay, so since being a player of Duncans United, what would you say are some of the key lessons you have learned so far from both other players and your coach as well?
Lessons learned are lessons for life, because many persons learn lessons and they just think that it's lesson for today, but they are lessons for tomorrow. That I learned that family plays a big part, because we have to come together, because united we stand and divided we fall, because we are a team, and team, it signifies together everyone achieves more. So those lessons, I tend to bring them with me out in the world, because we have to be one another's keeper, because if we are not keeping our brother's promise, we are not going to go where we want to go. And football is not an individual thing, it is a team effort. And in order for us to win this championship, it will take togetherness. So those are lessons I take with me, and I hope that the other players take it with them.
Okay, so it seems that there's a lot of influential people around you. So who would you say are some of your influences? It could be someone local or international as well, in the coaching scene and the player arena as well.
Player influencer locally, I will say uh, the number 10 for Mount Pleasant.
Yes.
He's so graceful on the ball. He passes the ball with such energy. He moves around the pitch. I think my playing style and his is very similar because we are both short in stature, and the way he possesses the ball, that's how I want to do it, and it is how I do it also. So I tend to model my game off him. And internationally, I will say Andres Iniesta, a former player for Barcelona in Spain. He's very silky on the ball. His vision, his passing, and those are the attributes I take from those players. Sorry, and I tend to mold them in my game, and so that I will become a better player. All right, so those are the local and international influences I look up to, and as a coach, I will say Pep Guardiola because his passing game and his positional play, I love to see the ball playing on the ground. So I tend to study those coaches, their formations, how they play out, and how their midfielders move. I tend to study those plays and coaches and players. I tend to take a little out of their book and place it into mine. So those are my influences both nationally and internationally.
Very well said. And you spoke about a lot of moments there. But what would you say is your personal memorable moment so far playing for Duncans?
My most memorable moment playing for Duncans is playing the final for the first time.
Yes.
My first time playing a final, like a major league final, my first year in major league, I make it to the final. So that is a wonderful accomplishment.
That's great.
And I I got the chance to put my team up, but football it's wrong. We cannot predict what is going to happen. So
Yes.
I allow my team to lose because I got the opportunity to go one up because I could have won a penalty. So, but
Yeah.
time
That's just
goes
how it
by.
is sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. So it was nice speaking to you. You said you were in university. Which
Yeah.
university are you attending right now?
University of Technology.
Great. I'm
Yeah.
attending UTech as well. So in the Western campus. So I
Same.
really wish you all the very best in your studies and in football as well. I know you have a very long time ahead and you have some professional aspirations. So I hope that you get to achieve them as well.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Action. Good evening, everyone, and today we have Sender Price here. So, tell me a little bit about how you got into football in the first place.
Well, I was a cricketer first,
I never knew that.
and then started playing football at 9 years old.
Yes.
When I moved from somewhere in Westmoreland, Kilmarnock to be exact,
Yes.
went to Santa Cruz, so therefore I started playing football because no cricket was being played there. Basically, that's it, and it was natural for me at that point in time. Got some tutoring from Mr. DLC, Mr. Owen Rowe, so therefore I was grown up properly in terms of football. Yeah.
Great. So, how did you now become a player of the Duncans team?
Well, I was approached by Coach Richie, and he said that he wanted me to come in and help with the team in terms of organizing the club and stuff like that. So therefore, not necessarily playing. So therefore, I said I'll give it some thought. After which I reached out to him and said, okay, no problem, because I'm literally passing to go home after coming from work. So therefore, yeah, that's the reason why I'm here.
Okay, so what really inspired you to come to Duncans? What inspired you to put in the work? Because obviously we're not getting paid for this. Right?
Yeah.
So what's your inspiration behind all of this?
It's a club that is organized so far. Looking from the outside, it is organized and players are united and stuff like that. So therefore, trying to get it to a better place is very important, and especially trying to help clubs in the parish to get to that level where we can say, all right, we are representing the parish at a different level in football and taking it further.
Yes. So since you've been here, what are some of the challenging moments that you've had, and how have you overcome them so far?
Well, you have some players who are not readily receptive to other players or better players coming in. Sometimes players are not accustomed to that. So therefore, it is a case where they have to be cultured into it and accept the fact that players are going to come into the team that are going to make the team better. And some of the time you just have to lift your level in order to make sure that you make the team again.
Okay, so how do you balance between being a player, being in the management scene, and also your own personal life? Because this takes a lot of time.
Yeah, football takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of dedication. If you don't love it, don't take it.
Yes.
Simple. It affects your family time. It affects work time, because sometimes you have a match 3 o'clock or 3:30. You have to leave work early to get the game. Have things to do at work. To leave work early to come to training just to see them. Because if you want everybody to be on the same level, you have to set the example. So you have to train too.
Yes.
So it is a whole lot of sacrifice.
Very, very much. So what advice would you give to some young persons coming into the sport and have some professional aspirations?
Just be humble, man, and be patient, and be a student of the game. Be willing to learn the game. Don't come in the game believing that what you play on FIFA or what you see on TV, you can just come and do it like that. Messi and Ronaldo, them not just come and do it, them put in hard work. So therefore, come in, get the techniques right, commit yourself to something, and everything will just work itself out.
Okay, great. So before we end, what position do you currently play for the team?
Well, I play at centre back for the team, but I'm currently a utility player.
So do you enjoy being a utility player, or you prefer being a centre back?
Prefer being a centre back is less work. Less work.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
That is true.
definitely.
So what are some of your goals for the rest of the Trelawny Major League, and also for maybe the next 2 or 3 years in the sport?
Well, it's my second season playing in the Major League. I've always played in the Confed. Right, so winning the league is extremely important to me. I mean, I think I've won every trophy that I've played for so far. So coming here is bringing that experience, trying to share that experience with my teammates to ensure that we can matriculate to winning. In terms of last year, they went to the finals, didn't get to cross the line just because of inexperience. So bringing some experience along with some other players who are experienced in the team too, then that should spell good for us. And it states well because we're already on top of the league. So therefore, we're on the top. We're trying to remain there, and then we're trying to keep grounded at the same time, so people can understand that yes, you're on the top, but you have to learn to accept success at some point in time, because a number of persons, they're not accustomed to success. Because you give them something and them take it for granted and say, all right, we're at top of the league, we don't need to train again. But no, it is important that we train, and even train harder, because when you look at Man City the other day, 4 titles in a row, it seems as if it's their first title.
True.
To how they play, they were passionate about it. So therefore, it is important that these guys understand that to win takes a whole lot, and there's a fine line between winning and losing. And they would have experienced it last year. So I don't think they want to do that again.
That is true. So as I was asking as well, for the next 3 years, what are you looking at here at Duncans or in Trelawny overall?
Next 3 years, I need to fence this place, start to collect some money to come in. The next 3 years, Duncan should be playing in the Tier 2 competition, if not in the Premier League, once we get the structure right, because structure in clubs is extremely important. Most of the clubs that go to the Premier League and get demoted, it's just because of structure. It's not because of, it's not lack of talented players, it's just because of the structure. And if the structure is not right, we're in problems. So getting the structure right first is extremely important. You can't deck a boathouse. You understand? If you deck a boathouse, you're getting a problem. So therefore, trying to get this club structure in place is my priority right now. And that is the reason I'm working closely with the manager of the team to ensure that the club structure is correct. And then we sort out everything otherwise from that.
All right, great. So I wish you all the best in
Yeah,
creating the club structure. And
Thank
we're
you.
looking forward to doing many interviews because, as I said, you're at the top of the table.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward
Yeah,
to
man, and the rest of the people just go on, man. Top of the table and stay in there and winning the league. So. Believe it. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And today we have Garfield Stewart here. So, firstly, what position do you play for the Duncans team?
Good evening, viewers. Centre forward, striker.
Okay, so were you always center forward or you just got pushed there because, you know, you're skilled and a goal scorer?
To be honest, I started the game playing central midfield, but maybe with experience now, and also over the years I've been scoring goals from midfield. So I mean, I just made the transition into being a centre forward based on the amount of goals I think I score from midfield.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right, that sounds good. So that sounds like a lot of pressure. How do you handle pressure being that goal scorer and the one they're looking to for the goals?
Pressure. It's not really pressure for me. I enjoy scoring goals because I enjoy football. So scoring is fun for me. But with training, I think that is the pressure, if it is any form of pressure. But
Yes.
a lot of training, focus on concentration. So for me, it's easy getting goals.
Okay, so how do you prepare for games both mentally and physically?
First and foremost, mentally, I prepare myself with nutrition-wise in terms of how I eat, building up to a game. Like I tend to drink only water,
Yes.
maybe from 2 days before a game. You know,
Yes.
no juice, no juice, no sodas,
Yeah.
water. Mentally is just from the training ground, from the week, building up to the game. Outside of that, sometimes I just play back some games in my head. Know my opponents, and just take it from there.
Okay, that sounds good. So what would you say are some of your strengths in the game, being the striker and that goal scorer?
My off the ball movements very good, I think. My composure also have a lot of skills, which makes it easier for me in and around the box.
Yes.
I guess.
What would you say are some of the best lessons you've learned from your coaches and your players since being here at the Duncans team?
So far, in regards with the coach, he's a very detailed person. So I tend to always listen to him keenly. Takes his advice seriously because, as I said, he dot all his I's and cross his T's. So he's very detailed. I try to put those details into my game.
Yes.
Also, my teammates, they are supportive. They are hardworking. You know, they play for each other.
Yes.
They have a goal in mind, working too hard. So that's basically it so far. I mean, I'm still getting to know them more because so far I've only played 2 games so far. So I mean, I'm still fairly new to the team.
Okay. So being fairly new to the team, what are some of the challenges that you faced so far and how have you overcome them?
Some of the challenges I faced so far is getting to know all the players in the
Yes.
team. I played with about 2 or 3 of them, and then the other thing is their names.
Yes.
They get to remember their names. Kind of be challenging, but it's getting there.
Okay. So how do you stay motivated being new in the team, getting to know the players and really just adjusting to the system?
You know, to be honest, the players, most of the players already knew me, or who have never seen me play, heard about me. So they welcome me with open arms. So from arriving in the team, I realized they have turned the pressure to me or the attention to me to get this thing done for them.
Yes.
Even the last game, which should be televised, that we lost the point for.
Yes.
I remember the game before we played Alon in Falmouth, over Willamette.
Yes.
And we got a penalty. The game drawed. So we got a penalty and the captain came forward because he's a natural penalty kicker on the team.
Yes.
And he came forward and he said, "Becky, you want to deal with this?" I said, "Yeah, I can deal it." However, unfortunately, the keeper saved it.
Yes.
And they were like, you know, I was at that point, I was down. I was kind
Yeah.
of know what the reaction going to be like. This is my second game, and I
Yes.
get it to win for them, and unfortunately I missed. And I was like, from the penalty miss, I was like, Becky, we are with you. I said, oh, really? So so far it
Yes.
has been good. They have turned their attention to me. They gave me the number 10.
Yes.
Like it's up to me, so it's just for me to repay them. So
Okay.
I'm just looking forward to doing that for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what has been your most memorable moment being here as a player for the Duncans team so far?
So far, in terms of memory, as I said, I only played 2 games before. The first game I played was it was the 11-0 trashing of
Yes.
Prospect,
Yes.
but I came onto the field in that game. It was my debut game. I think I scored out the first touch.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a very, very good, memorable moment. So,
Yeah.
we're looking forward to doing many more interviews with you, with Duncans being at the top, of course, and you guys are heading to the semifinals. So, that is it for
Sure.
us.
Okay, thank you. You guys can stay tuned. You will see everything about Duncans. We're looking forward to win the Major League and make the transition into the Tier 2. So take it from there.
All right.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and today we have Melvin Thompson here with us. He's the manager for the Duncans United Football Club. So, being the manager for the club, can you tell us a little about the history of the club?
Well, Duncans United started about 9 years ago and started with a couple under 17 boys in my neighborhood. I crawl there. So coming home from work, I saw two guys juggling a ball. And I stopped and I said, hey, I can give you a soccer ball, a
Yes.
football, I should say.
Yes.
And they turned up at my door next morning and then, they said, can you coach us? And then I said, we're just running jokes.
Yeah.
Come check me on Saturday morning. And I take it to the field and then was in bed Saturday morning, 6 o'clock.
They came and
They
called.
came calling, Tug, sir.
Yeah.
So went out there. I said, okay, we're going. Took them there and it was like 4 of them, that Saturday morning. Then next Saturday morning, because I told them it's like on Saturdays,
Yes.
went to the field. It was like 16 boys because the
It's
rest
a
of
lot.
the road spread.
Spread.
So I said, okay, this
Yeah.
field is too small, so let's go to Silversands Field.
Yes.
It's called Sea Road right here. And so I started, then under 17 competition started, and I mean it was supposed to be that same period. So I entered them into the league. It was a good experience for them. So I Victor Cadian, he was the coach at the time, coaching the boys, and then following year Division 2 started. So we said, okay, let's try Division 2. So we
Yes.
got a couple of senior guys with them, and we came third. It was 4 teams. We came third
Yes.
that year, and it was just 2 teams to advance.
Yes.
It was a bit of disappointment, but luckily, I got a call from TFA, that was Miss Brown at the time, and said, Jackson, something, you came third, but the way the team is organized and the way you guys put the things together, we want to advance. And so we were advanced to Major League. So the first year Major League, Jasmine Williams, he was coaching William at the time, and I told him that we needed a coach. And Jasmine joined. We were in the top 8 that year, and then the following year we were supposed to, get better, but COVID came
Oh, yes.
and
Yeah.
crashed everything.
Mhm.
And so after COVID, now it was the resumption of the A League. Was it last year?
Yes. 2023.
2023, and
Yes.
so 2023, people heard about Duncans United and wanted to join, and they joined, and I mean, to me personally, it was a good team. Young boys, inexperienced.
Yes.
We went to the finals.
Mhm.
You know, but as I said, inexperience. You know, Duansville was more experienced than us,
Yes.
and came a little bit aggressive, and you know they won the finals, and then so this year here we are with more experienced players because
Yes.
you know the way we organize our teams, we good players is attracted to the team,
Yes.
so which is good, you know, and I guess you know we are doing something good to attract them,
Yes.
and this year we have a lot of more experienced player, which if you notice we are in the top in the number one spot right now
Yes.
in the parish. So, but you know, as I said, started then, and here we are. You know,
Yes.
yeah, man.
So, what are some of the challenges that you face since the start of the club to now, and how have you overcome most of them?
Well, you know, you know, the main challenge in any sports is finance.
Yes, that's a big one.
Biggest thing in northern Trelawny or in
Yes.
Trelawny. You know, I'm a Jota driver, 20 years now. So I'm always introducing my guests to football. You
Yes.
know, sometimes I pick them up by the villa. You know, Silver Sand is just down the road from us,
Yes.
and so you know, most of them to the game. They fell in love with the community. They fell in love with the game, and so most of the times, you know, we get sponsors from our guests, you know,
Yes.
and like I said, we've been getting sponsorship, you know, most of the times, you know. There's my boss, one of my boss in Silverstone here. I should say bosses. They are the sole sponsor of Duncans United, which they from the very first day, you know, they've been sponsoring us, you know, cleats, uniforms,
Yes.
you know, whatever. They also, you know, they would tell guests about Duncans United and me, Melvin, to take whatever football related, you know, to us. You
Yes.
know, just last month we got 10 pair of cleats from some folks from New Zealand.
Very
You know,
far
I,
away.
I, I took them here last year and they
Yes.
fell in love with us. And, you know, they sent some funds to one of our friends in the US and she brought us some cleats, 10 pair of cleats. And, you know, this is more than what we expected, but it's a grateful thing to know that we have outside help. You know, and Duncans United is one of the, I said, blessed team to really have this type of sponsorship from all these folks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share a memorable fun moment that you've had so far?
Let me tell you this, Sir Orlando. One of the most memorable moments with Duncans United. Now we have this knockout game in Falmouth. Young boys, young team went to play Falmouth United. You know, Falmouth United is the number one team.
Yes.
And, you know, the game ended 1-1. I mean, sorry, 3-0. 3-0 at the time. And, you know, we played a very decent game. But after the game, went in the stand, and there was this Falmouth United supporter.
Yes.
And he said to me, Taxa, keep these boys together. They're a bunch of disciplined players. So, you know, keep them together and just work with them.
Yes.
Because I like what I see. You know, and if a fan from the other team tell you that, then
Means
that's
that
a
it's
big
true.
plus. That is true. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, I mean, we score a lot of goals, but that moment really captured me, you know, and made me think different, think twice and say, hey, look, I have to do this, you know?
Yes.
Mm.
So who would you say are some of your key players that are upcoming and ones that are maybe outgoing to the professional level right now?
Well, you know, we have Malik that is out. I signed a transfer just before COVID, and he's playing for he was playing for Portmore at the time. But right now we have some seniors, and they're doing very good. But I think they're gonna stay, you know.
Yes.
And we have Price who came over to us now, which is playing a very integral part, you know, in terms of player coach, you know.
Yes.
And we have O'Shea Plummer, which is our forward. He's our main guy right now. He's very talented, and whenever he, you know, Russian plays well, we actually play a good game, you know. So he's one of our key player. We have Dervin also is really solid in our midfield, you know. Ronaldo is also very solid. You know, the midfield is very good at this moment. You know, we have a good goalkeeper too, and that's Calvin's. And I think the team is rounded. You know, and the bench is also good bench.
Yes.
You know, we have some young talent, some young lads, and we also have some 15 years old just joined. You know, and they're doing very well, scoring a lot of goals. Eccleston just came in this year and played 2 games, 3 goals already.
Yes.
So we really, you know, we really doing well, I think, you know, as a team and some players, you know.
Okay, so doing so well, could you share some insight on the team's training regime and tactics?
Well, we practice. If you notice what's going on here today, we the team, the players turn up.
Yes.
You know, one of our problems, I should say, you know, right? We have players who are working now.
Yes,
It's kind of
that's a big thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of, you know, and but tactically, I think if the coach shares his views with you,
Yes.
then so be. But I personally will not, because I don't want this to go public.
Yes, I understand.
Really and truly, you know.
Yes.
Sorry to say, but we after the finals,
Yes.
then
we'll go
I
into
will definitely tell you what we are doing
it. All right.
while we're on top, you know.
Yes.
But we really putting in some work. You know, we really putting in some work, and I wish and one thing I must say, as I said, tactical. I think, and I really would like to see more managers and more coaches in Trelawny who really puts out some effort with the boys.
Yes, that's true.
We don't have money as a manager. We don't have money to pay coaches right now. And I think if we lift this game of football in the parish and get spectator out, fence some field,
Yes.
collect some fees at the gate,
Yes.
I think we would be heading in the right direction.
Definitely.
Because that is what facing us right now. We don't have sponsorship
Yes, that's a big thing.
locally. Put some money in whatever we are doing. Because I'm telling you this, bro. I'm really trying hard.
Yes, I know that for
And
sure.
you know, I just hope people just come on board and help the youth. You know, I mean, it's needed. It's needed, and I think we're getting there. You know, with this year's organized body at TFA,
Yes.
I think we're gonna go somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go somewhere.
Okay, so as you speak about helping the youths, how do you prepare them both mentally and physically from game to game?
Well, as you said, we take it one game at a time, and to be frank, it's a win-win situation when it comes on to, you know, getting the words out to them.
Yes.
As I said, we went to the finals last year. We lost by 1 goal.
Yes.
I'm seeing hunger in these boys. You know, they are more prepared this year. And, you know, when you can see And when you can notice killer instinct
Yes.
in your team, how these boys execute, then we are on our way to glory.
Yes.
You know, we needed this trophy this year, this title, because right now tier 2 is where we want to be. And I think I have the bodies. You know, I think we have the youths. They are mentally prepared, I think.
Yes.
From what I've gathered when I speak to them, you know, one on one. You know, I'm seeing a more winning mentality this year than even last year, because they were young, you know. Yeah, and they're more mature, so
Yes.
that's where we're heading right now.
Okay, so with the goal of the tier 2 in mind,
Yes.
what would you say sets your team apart that will get you to the playoff and make it all the way to the tier 2?
Well, we're scoring goals. We're defending good. We have a lot of players, you know, on our roster right now,
Yes.
and experienced players. As I said last year, we were a lack of experience.
Yes.
Last year, the bench was not the boastiest,
True. Yeah.
and we tried to fill in all these gaps, and I think we did a pretty good job, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the team's greatest achievements so far since being started as a football club?
Well, the greatest achievement we've come across is going to 2 major finals last year.
Yes.
So we were in the knockout finals. We lost to
Duanville.
no, we lost to Harmony in the
knockout. Yeah,
last
in the
year.
knockout, and then in
Yeah,
the
by
major
1
league.
goal, and then in the major league now the same
Yes.
year
Yes. Same
we
year.
lost to Duansville.
Duanville. Yeah.
So you know, when we look at the record,
It was right there.
yeah, right there, Lando. And
Yes.
this year now, we are in the number 1 spot.
Yes.
You know, we lost 3 points yesterday,
Yes.
and I think I personally take the blame for that. You know, because I lost track of what was supposed to get done.
Yes.
The field is not the best mark right now, but you know, when Duncans United preparing field for games, it's always chalky white.
Yes.
And you know, the lines are there, but the referee says they need brighter lines.
Yes.
And what can I say? The referee says the lines are not bright enough. So
Yes.
you know, or else if we had won yesterday, then you know we're semifinals. We would have been in the semifinal spot right now, because we have like 17 points.
Yes, that's
and
true.
we were almost there, you know.
Yeah.
But such is, you know.
All right. So,
Yeah.
what are some of your goals going into the rest of the Trelawny Major League and for the rest of 2024 as well?
Well, our goal is to win all the remaining games, and for what happened yesterday, I think we are ready, and the guys are just eager to go out there to claim back these points.
Yes, that's true.
And I tell you something, Lando, on this platform right now. First game we played with Cooper Spen, when we went there, field wasn't properly, you know, properly prepared, sorry.
Yes.
And guys were in different socks, different uniforms,
Yes.
no match balls. And I said to my guys, let's play.
Yes.
I gave them 2 balls to play the game. And because I'm just into this to play football. You know, I've never complained to TFA. Never.
Yes.
Because I'm not that person.
Yes, I
You know, and
understand.
everybody knows me and knows Duncans. That's what we are here to play. We're
Yes.
here to compete.
Yes.
And for what happened yesterday, then you know, I learned a lot yesterday.
Yes.
You know, and I took the blame for it. You know, but Going forward now, winning the remaining games.
Yes.
That's the plan. Win the semi-finals, win the finals, head to tier 2 playoff. That is what Duncans is really about right now.
Yes. Okay, so as we approach the end of this interview, I know you were talking about some of the sponsors.
Yes.
And you were talking about a lot of things.
Yes.
So what would you want to say generally to the sponsors, to the fans, to the well-wishers that are out there?
Well, right now, I want to say thanks to Dan Riley, Mary Kelly, for starting up of Duncans United. I would like to say thanks to Dana Young. She's really a backbone for Duncans United. We don't have to ask. She will give. She's always giving. Thanks to Fabian Davis, who started out with Division 2, and Mr. McDonald, I'd like to say thanks to Deborah Bonner. I'd like to say thanks to Anthony from the Prestige Barbershop in Duncans, and for everyone who contributed to Duncans United over these years. It's more than a blessing for us. I would like to see upgrade of this park. More families turn out to games. We'd like to see some seats, more vendors.
Yes.
When I said more vendors,
Yeah.
I tell you what, when I started the Duncan Summer League and some games are cancelled, some of the vendors would come to me and say, "Boy, Taxa,
Yeah.
this is a sad moment for us.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Monday morning." And, I was looking forward to sell a cup of juice to send my, kids to school. That is more than blessing.
Yes, that's true.
For the community. So when we say football and people and vendors come out, they are feeding the families. So we would love to see upgrade of whatever. If you notice the fencing are incomplete, we need to get it up.
Yes.
As people are driving on the field, if you notice there are some tire marks on the field.
Yes.
It's just sad. So these are the things that we need to accomplish, and I hope they come in short notice or quicker than what we think,
Okay. So there we have it with Mr. Melvin Thompson here, the manager of the Duncans United Football Club. So I'm looking forward to do many more interviews with you.
Thank you very much.
Especially with you being on the top of the table and
Yes, man.
looking to be there in the finals as well.
Tier 2.
Yes.
Tier 2.
Yes.
That is the aim.
All right.
Yes, my boss. Respect Lando.
Yeah, man.